welcome back to Pro Aging with Paige. I'm doing things a little bit differently today. I'm coming in from kind of a wider angle because I'm having some tea. And the reason why I'm having some tea is because I think it would be a great experience while I'm talking about the new body care line by Rare Beauty. And if you're new here, this is a safe space for all women to feel beautiful at every age. So let's get started. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but I'm a huge fan of the Beautiful and Bothered podcast with Johnny and Kevin. Those guys are so fucking hilarious. They absolutely serve the tea. And a few weeks ago, Johnny was talking about how he was invited to a Rare Beauty YouTube event, so he was able to go there and meet Selena Gomez. While they were doing the show, she was talking about her new warm comfort line, and of course he was talking about how excited he was about it, and he also talked a little bit about the products themselves. And I was like, yes, I can't wait to try these because I love the Rare Beauty line. So let's jump in. So there are 5 products in the line. I have 3. I have the hand lotion, I have the body lotion, and I also have the body and fragrance mist, which I think is, pretty lined up with, how I feel like they would match my aesthetic. So there is also a aromatherapy pen, and which I just didn't feel the need to buy. And there is a candle too, I saw. So I think they've added a candle to the collection, and I definitely will be buying it, but I haven't seen it at Sephora so far. If you're interested in learning more about this particular teacup, oh my gosh, this was my grandmother's pattern that she got, I'm gonna say, man, y'all, back in the 50s, so shit, 80 years ago, something like that. So this actually is the creamer, and this is the teacup, which I love. It's got a beautiful gold trim, and there's gold around here, and it has the most beautiful purple and pink flowers. Oh, it's so delicate. And it was just sitting, nobody was using. I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna make this into my everyday. So, I love it. It's great. Anyway, so back to the review. Let me just tell you the notes that are consistent throughout the entire collection. And the reason why I love these products so much is because they line up perfectly with my scent profile that I love so much. Y'all know that I love a top of citrus, a mid of white flowers, and a base of woods. If it has some variation of those 3 things, then I am totally fucking in. Before I even went to Sephora to purchase them, I went online and checked the notes, because if the notes were something that I wasn't interested in, I wouldn't buy the line. Even if Johnny and Kevin say it's amazing, because why waste my money? But when I went online and I saw those notes, I went, okay. So I drove my ass down to Sephora. The first thing I want to talk about a little bit is this. So this is the hand cream. Y'all, I'm not a hand cream girly. I'm just not, it's just not something that I do. But lately I have become that lady. I am that lady. I'm that old lady sitting on the train. It's like, God, getting out the hand cream, sitting there like this, I am that lady. And I am proud to be that lady because y'all, this smells so good. And it is so comforting, and it's got a little bit of a glow in it. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a bit of a luminescence that goes along with these products. And it has skincare in it too, which I like. There's niacinamide in it, and I think biotin, but I don't know what biotin is for, so I can't really speak to it, but it's very creamy. It's not greasy. It sits on the skin really nicely. It does take a moment to absorb. It's not an instantaneous absorption. It does take a minute, but you know, I really do like it. And I am reminding myself of my, I don't know, 8th grade social studies teacher. Her name was Mrs. Redfern, and she would have a bottle of rose lotion on her desk, and every time she would come into the classroom, she would sit down and put this lotion on her hands. And I would watch her and I would go, wow, I wonder why she's putting lotion on her hands so much. And I'm thinking she was probably younger than I am right now, and she was just smart. She was just a smart lady. She was like, I'm gonna take care of my skin. I don't care what y'all think either, which, you know what? I have mad respect for that teacher now. So this right here is great. One more thing about it is the packaging. So see this round packaging right here? There isn't any sharp edges to it, right? So it's very easy to hold in your hand. And also, the top of it doubles as a massager. So you can go in, you know, if you're having any pain in your hands, you can go in right here in your thumb or your pinky, you know, just to help with any, I don't know, stiffness or anything that you may have in your hands, which actually is great because it has a couple of purposes. Actually, it has a few purposes. It helps you calm down, it moisturizes your hands, and it helps with anxiety too because it can go in and help you with your pressure points. So, hello, was this line really well thought out? Yes, it was. So this is the body care bottle. I am fucking obsessed with this. I like this so much that it actually makes me cuss. I have been putting this on my legs every night probably for about a week and a half, and my legs are so hydrated at this point. It says on the website that this hydration lasts up for 24 hours. And you know what? That ain't no bullshit. That's for real. It really does. My legs are super hydrated. And usually during the wintertime, I have to use Vaseline to keep my legs hydrated. And I don't have to use Vaseline now. I can just use this. It's creamy. It is a bit thick. You know, it's not a thin cream at all. So I'll show it to you. The only thing I don't like about this is you really have to pound on it for it to come out. Yeah, you have to push really hard too on the bottle, which I don't super like. You know, it has become a part of my nighttime routine. Definitely, I can't see not having this particular line in my life at this point. It is perfect for wintertime. I don't know how it's going to behave in the summertime, you know, with this richness. I may want something that's a little less rich, but you know, we'll see. Who knows? It may be able to change with the temperatures. I am not exactly sure, but winter on that and a winter on this. So the last thing I want to talk about is the body and hair fragrance mist. And here it is, right here. Here it is. So there it is. I've actually used up about that much so far. So what does that say? I'm using it a lot. And the reason why I'm using it a lot is because I love it. Okay, so I've got some emails coming. So do you hear that? So the reason why there's a little ball in there is because there are essential oils in this. And the little ball helps mix the oils with the rest of the product, which makes sense. I was like, why is that little bottle in? Why is that little ball in there? I was like, okay, you know, we need something heavy to mix this, which makes perfect sense, you know, and I'm just gonna spray it. You're not gonna be able to see it, but that spray is very, very, very fine, and it kind of goes out like that. It's just a very, very fine scent. I mean, it's a very fine spray, and whenever you put it on your arm or your legs or your body, there is a bit of a glow, you know? So you're getting glow from the hand cream, you're getting glow from the body cream, you're getting a little bit of glow from the fragrance mist also. Let's talk a little bit about the longevity. And yes, it does have nice longevity. I'm going to say it lasts probably about 4 hours, which is averaging about the same as a perfume, which is great. You know, most body mist lasts tops an hour, but this one's lasting on my skin from 3 to 4 hours, which is really exceptional. So whoever put this together, good fucking job. This is great stuff. And then also this doubles as a second thing too. So you can put this in your hair. I don't know if any of you other fragrance people out there put perfume in your hair that isn't made for your hair. But I bet there are some that do, but this has actually got oils in it, so it's not going to dry out your hair like if you put perfume in your hair, because there are alcohols in perfume. So I have put this in my hair, and then the next day I can smell it. Thus far, I haven't gotten any compliments on this, but I do expect I probably will. And the last thing I do want to say about this is this fragrance is layerable, and you can put on the body lotion and back it up with some fragrance, or you can put on the body lotion as well as the mist, and then add a little bit of vavoom with some perfume. So today what I did was I layered the mist with this Kayali scent. So this one is Love Fest Burning Cherry. This is a cherry and woods scent. So these two together make for a perfect marriage. So you have this beautiful cherry woody scent, kind of a smoky woody scent, smoky woody cherry kind of scent, but the cherry isn't, you know, isn't like a cough drop. It's a very nice cherry. And then we have these woods and vetiver and violets. You know, it's a really, really beautiful pairing if you want to try it out. I think that the notes on this fragrance and this body care are universal enough to where it's going to pair with a lot of fragrances. Those are my thoughts about the body care line by Rare Beauty. I really love it. I'm obsessed. I think it's beautifully put together. I think it's really well thought out. It's very comforting, it's cozy. I'm obsessed. I use it in the morning and at night, and I don't see myself stopping. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Pro Aging with Paige. At this point, I actually don't know what my next video is going to be, so it's going to be a surprise for all of you. Please subscribe and tell your friends, and have a great day.